All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gunfish TV. I want to thank you for tuning in to my channel today. I appreciate it very much. So what the topic of today's video is, which y'all saw in the title, is why do bass like red so much in the pre-spawn? Everybody knows, if you do any reading on bass fishing or keep up with bass fishing, everybody knows that red crankbaits or red lures are a dominant color lure when you get into mid-February on into March up until the bass spawn. I would say in that, low to mid 40s on up into the low 50s. That red or orange pattern really pulls a lot of bites. So a lot of people want to know why, and I used to want to know why as well, because all I knew was I paid attention, I watched the pros, they threw it, they caught fish, and so I did it as well, and I was very successful using these color lures as well, but I never really understood why, or thought that I understood why. So I did a lot of reading up on it. I've done a lot of reading, I've watched a lot of videos on it, different pros have talked about it, and honestly everybody has a different perspective about why orange or red colored lures work so well. So basically what the theory is of some people is that this time of year the crawdads start to come out and they molt, and when they molt their old shell, they have a reddish tint to them after they molt, and that is why bass key in on this red or orange colored lure so much, because they're seeing it in their natural environment, and they're having all these crawls where they've been sleeping over the wintertime, kicked back, chilling in their little holes or whatever, and then all of a sudden the water starts to warm up and these crawls emerge and they molt their shell, and when they do, they have a really red or orangish hue. Now, I've never seen a crawdad early season because, typically you don't see them that much. I've seen crawls throughout the season that have a very red or orangish color to them, but in the early spring, late winter, I've never seen one, so I can't really attest to that. But that is a theory as to why, bass key in on red or orange lures in the spring. One of the other theories is that they've been in their holes all year long, and they say they get, when they get in the mud, they bury down in that mud, and when they sit in there all winter long, that mud colors their shells to a reddish, dirt colored red, or if they're in clay, a really orangish colored shell. It's what it kind of like the mud dyes their shell a reddish or orangish color. Now, this is kind of my theory on it, and this is just my theory. Those theories may be correct. I'm no expert on it, so I can't attest to when they molt, they have a reddish orangish shell, or when they come out of clay, they have a reddish orangish shell. All I know is that I've thrown red and orange lures in the spring in a ton of different bodies of water, from stained to super muddy to super clear. And some of these areas that I catch them really good are like tannic water, so it's like dark tea colored water, and there's no clay really anywhere around there. So it kind of knocks that theory of them being in clay banks and it dying their shell. It kind of knocks that out, because these bodies of water I'm talking about, there's really no clay anywhere around whatsoever. And in the river, we have some clay around the river, but mainly it's mud. It's dark black colored mud. So the only thing that maybe would make any sense would be that they do molt, and it gives them that reddish color. But really, I think that the fish just really like reddish orange color. It's something in their environment that they key in on in the early spring. It could have something to do with bait fish. I've even heard of the theory of bait fish sitting on clay bottoms where their bellies dye orange, and that kind of makes the fish key in on that reddish orange color as well. I think it's just a really good color in the spring. I don't know if it has anything to do with the crawls. It could, but the main thing is I know that it works. You know, I've caught a lot of fish on, this is a Booyah One Knocker in the red crawl pattern right here. You know, everybody has heard of the Jackhammer Fire Crawl. That's one of the hottest baits out there right now. Everybody wants to buy a Jackhammer in Fire Crawl color. They're really hard to find. This is one right here, and I might throw that a little bit later today, but that's a Fire Crawl chatterbait. You know, so reds, this is a very popular bait. This is a DT6 or Rapala DT6 in Demon, and I actually just caught a 6-pounder on this exact bait earlier today, so y'all are gonna have to stay tuned for that video, so make sure you subscribe if you're not. But this is a DT6 in Demon, and then this is one of my other favorite DT6s as well. This is a Rapala color. This is red crawfish, has a really greenish back and a bright orange, reddish orange belly. Really good color. I throw that in their lipless as well in this color. And then one of my favorite jerk baits is a Rapala X-Rap, and it's in that orange crawl color, and I catch a ton of fish on that bait. All the way up from 39-degree water temps on up into the 50s. They really key on that orange color. And like I said, I've caught them on it in super clear water, I've caught them in stained water, and I've caught them on it in really muddy water, and I've caught them in rivers, lakes, ponds, you name it. They just really key on that color in the spring. There's something to it. There's a real reason why. It may be the crawls, it may be the bait fish. I'm not real sure, but what I think it is, my theory, is they got love on their mind. They're pulling up and they're just thinking about red. They're just coming up. They want to eat it. It comes by them. It just triggers them, and they want to bite it. They can't resist it, you know. So if you're not throwing red right now, you need to go buy some of these baits, and you need to throw them in your local body of water, because they will catch them. And in my next few videos, you're going to see that red crankbaits have dominated the fish that I've been catching here lately, including some very nice big females that I've caught on both the lipless and on the DT6. Like I said, subscribe. You don't want to miss out on those videos. So anyway, in the comment section, let me know your theory. Why do you think that bass want to bite red and orange lures in the spring? What is your theory on it? Do you think it's the crawfish? Do you think it's just something they really key on? I really want to know. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm going to get back to fishing, and I'll see y'all next time on Gunfish TV.